So, you want to administer GigaCloud but don't know where to start. In this video, we will show you the basic steps to get started managing users and policies using GigaCloud. GigaCloud is also known as GTEP, GigaTrust Enterprise Plus. GigaCloud allows you to manage your ADRMS environment and users very flexibly, including delegating non-technical business unit staff to manage subsets of the population. GigaCloud is so powerful you may feel intimidated and not know where to start. So let's start with the basics. On the top and on the left side are the main menu categories. The first place to start is usually the directory, under the organization section of the menu. First, you need to tell GigaCloud a little about your organization's business unit structure, or how you want to control and deploy policies. This can be extremely minimal and simple, or it can grow as complex as you need. In the directory, you define populations of users that will be assigned policies. We'll define policies a little later, but for now, it's enough to know that policies define what can be done with protected content. I think it's easiest to understand the directory with a couple of examples. GigaCloud comes with a starter community named Global. There are three types of directory community entries types: community, group, and user. Global is an example of an unbound community, which simply means it's a placeholder for anything you want to put under it. Under an unbound community, you can create other unbound communities, groups, or users. A group community is tied to an Active Directory group. A user is tied to an Active Directory user account. Once we have an entry defined in the directory, we can assign policies to automatically deploy to everybody in and under that directory entry. For the first example, I have a directory entry under Global called MarkDemo. In fact, MarkDemo was created by my GigaTrust representative when I signed up for GigaCloud and is the name of my GigaCloud tenant. Anything I create under the MarkDemo level of my directory will automatically receive all policies assigned to the MarkDemo level. That could be all I need to configure in the directory if all users are going to receive the same policies. So, next I'll assign a policy to that level. It turns out that GigaCloud automatically creates two default policies for new tenants. They are named Confidential and Confidential View Only. And these default policies are automatically assigned to the MarkDemo default community. If I want to assign additional policies, simply select that directory level, then click Add on the right in the Content Policy section. Now for a little bit of cleanup, I'm going to delete the example policy that I just assigned. Now for a slightly more involved example. In this example, I'll create two directory levels under MarkDemo. I'll create a community named Training. Then, under Training, I'll create a link to an AD group called Trainers that exists in my Active Directory. Also, under Training, I'll create a link to an AD group called New Hires. And, just to show the example, I'll create a link to an AD user named Laura. We haven't shown you how to create new policies yet. Let's stay focused on how to assign or deploy policies to users, and we'll create policies a little later. We select the Trainers level in the directory. We click the Add button on the right under Content Policy. We select the policy to deploy to all users in the training community. In this example, I assign the trainer's confidential policy, which is a template, to all the users in the AD group trainers. And I assign the new employees policy template to all the users in the AD group new hires. If we want to confirm the policy assignments are what we expect, we use the policy assignment function under the content policy menu. Simply enter an email address or search pattern and click search. You will see a list of users with matching email addresses. Click on the user in question and you will see the policies assigned to that user. Now that we know how to assign policies to users, let's see how to create policies. And I'll switch to the Policies menu under the Content Policy main menu. I like to organize my policy structure as a sort of librarian structure that mirrors my directory structure. But you can create your own structure. In another recorded training guide, we'll cover delegated admins and departmental policies. They provide a way to let business unit staff manage policies for their own business unit. So, just like the directory, to create a policy, first select the level to place the policy. I'm going to create a new training policy. I click the training folder, then click New. I select Template as the type of policy to create. The rest of the policy definition is done on the right side of the interface. I enter the internal name, which is the physical name of the template. I then click the New menu under the internal name. This language section allows you to publish the template in multiple languages. In each language you define, you enter the name of the template and a description that will display to users when they open documents protected by that template. The rights request URL defines the email address or website to ask for additional permissions of documents. The PDF watermark points to an already defined GigaCloud watermark policy, which we will show in another training guide. The expiration policy section defines the lifespan that the content will remain usable. After the expiration period, the document will not be able to be opened except by the owner of the content or other full control user. The license renewal policy section determines the connection requirements for the user to open protected content. Use license never needs renewing means that the first time the recipient opens the protected content, they must be able to connect to the GigaCloud server to obtain an end-use license, or EUL. Then, on subsequent opens, the recipient does not need to be connected to the GigaCloud server. This is useful for traveling users that may not be able to connect. However, using this setting impacts the GigaCloud revocation and reporting feature. Revocation and reporting depend on tracking or blocking EUL requests. If the EUL is already granted, subsequent opens will not be seen or able to be prevented. The use license must be renewed at every access is the most secure option. It fully supports GigaCloud revocation and reporting, as every request generates a new EUL communication to the GigaCloud server. This mode does not allow users traveling off-network the ability to open protected content. The third option, use license must be renewed every X days, 7 in this example, is the middle-of-the-road option. It allows traveling users the option to open the protected content for up to 7 days while not connected to the GigaCloud server network, providing they successfully opened it before leaving. This option does support revocation and reporting, but only after the offline period elapses. And at the bottom, we define the users and groups that can access the protected content, and the permissions of each. Multiple users or groups can be defined, and each is assigned a separate set of permissions. One caution, be careful to remember to click the Save at the top of the policy. If you switch to a different screen without saving the policy, your policy settings will be lost. That's enough to get you started assigning users, groups, and policies. You may want to view one of these training guides: GigaCloud Reports, GigaCloud Managed Users, GigaCloud Delegated Admin, or PDF Watermarks. Thank you for viewing this training guide.